what I observed is that my relationship to the climb changed throughout the years. It got deeper, it got more committed. More of myself and my identity got tied to the pursuit and the outcome. And early on, that was more loose, right? Because this was, you have to recognize that this was Tommy's project, right? I was very much like a step parent to this thing early on.
And did you feel that?
Yeah, totally. And that was something that I had to overcome. That'd be like someone joining a company, after it's already been around for a couple of years, and they get a co-founder title for some reason, but they know that they weren't there at the beginning, and how do you embody that sense of healthy ownership over this thing and your relationship to it? And does the other person, and Tommy was great at this, give room for you and welcome you into that sense of ownership to it? And, in 2013, when I gave that talk, I doubt that I felt that attached to it just yet as an actual step, like parent to it. That happened much later. There was a season in which Tommy got injured. We weren't close. We weren't even going to go for a push that year. It was just like most other years. We were just putting in the work. We show up. There's no illusion that we were going to send it, but we had to put in the work. And there was a haul bag accident that dislocated one of his ribs, and Tommy went home for a month. And I stayed on my own and recruited my own partners to just keep making progress on it. And that was really pivotal for me, because that's what flipped the coin somewhere in my DNA for it feeling like mine for the first time, as well as Tommy's, obviously. But it made me realize that even if Tommy wasn't there, because up until that point, we were always together on it. Yeah. So now he's not there. What does that feel like? Where's my motivation? Where's my ambition? And the answer was, I want it just as much as ever. And that was this huge transformation. So if I had to answer that question today compared to in 2013, I think what developed was, this relationship with an experience that is going to help you discover what you're capable of. It's getting expressed as a rock climb, and there's all this adventure and cool stuff that happens with that. But there's lots of other ways that gets expressed as well. And this just happened to be like the most inspiring objective to go answer that question. What cooler place to come back to every single year and to see if you've improved and see how far you can improve before the snow comes. And, Tommy framed it in a cool way one year, where he's like, we know so much about the world. It feels like there's not a whole lot left to discover. Every nook and cranny of the earth, you could take a Google Street View down in the deepest parts of the ocean, and we know so much about the world. And this climb, in a lot of ways, is our opportunity to be like vertical explorers, blazing a path of an experience that nobody else has had. And that's really rare. This is really like a once in a lifetime opportunity. And that I really, and he shared that perspective in a moment in time where I really wasn't sure, if I wanted to keep going. Yeah. And it pulled me back in, and it kind of relit that flame. And so coming back to that why, for me, it's all about answering that question of what you're capable of. Yeah. And for us, like, that was the dawn wall. That's the answer. It's like, is this even possible? It's the hunt to answer the question more than attaining the answer. It wasn't so much making it a yes, but figuring out how far you can grow on your way to finding out the answer, right? It's kind of a subtle difference, but it worked for us.
No, I think it's a big difference personally, but I totally resonate with that, with this like, what am I capable of question. And I think that it is it can be a scary question to ask. It can be but it is, if you're okay with the pain of all the emotions that come with, the journey along the way, when you're not capable of doing the thing that you want to be capable of doing, which is actually a hard thing to kind of like really sit with, in a healthy way. But I love that idea of like the why as like, what am I capable of? I think that's really brilliant. I think I think that's so many people from so many different walks of life feel that, men and women, entrepreneurs, business owners, all understand that whenever they wake up in the morning, that's a question that they're trying to answer. And I love this idea of being an explorer. A part of the exploration is this for you guys. It's like, you're right. Everything is totally mapped. We know everything about the world. There's this one line that we don't know if it's climbable, and you're figuring that out. But there's also this line within us, right? That's also like, that am I capable question is this unexplored territory as well. So I think that it seems to be like a corollary there.